aspect, the DVD that we mentioned, I talk about core stabilization, posture, and alignment. When you fix the core stability, strengthen those muscles in the core, you eliminate 90% of the problems with postural injuries and pain. So I was going to pick on a couple people today to just demonstrate how this particular piece of equipment works. It tells you on this little sheet that all of the things that this can help with. It can help with carpal tunnel, tendonitis, arthritis, bursitis, entrapped nerves, back and shoulder pain, ankle pain, knee problems, tennis elbow. I've even worked on people's sinuses and chest congestion with this particular piece of equipment. I had a 78-year-old client come in. Everybody right now is kind of hacking and coughing and all that. Worked a little magic with my little magic ring here. Y'all, most of you are familiar with this. And what it does is it helps dilate blood vessels, so that opens up the system for more circulation. Then we knock it out with this particular piece of equipment. And she came back 2 days later from next session, and she wasn't coughing anymore. She said, I don't know what you did, but it fixed it. So we don't realize, Colt realizes, Keart realizes the amount of importance on circulation and blood flow. So David Latiga has so kindly offered himself to come up, and we're going to talk about his issue. So we all know that David sits at a computer and creates great products for us to put out there in our marketplace. But notice where his shoulders alignment is. Okay, so his shoulders are forward, his head is forward, and he's leaning forward. So he's afraid of what I'm going to do to him, I'm sure. But what I teach people how to do on a daily basis is how to sit at their desk. So what you want to do is you want to sit to the edge of the chair. And I encourage all of you to try this. And then you want to simply lift your chest towards the ceiling. And then you want to pull your shoulders back and down. Okay? Now, pull your abs in and squeeze your butt. Yes, ma'am. Hey. So the idea behind this is it eliminates shoulder impingement. It eliminates lower back pain. It encourages the body to stabilize the spine where we get our weaknesses. When you have weakness in the core, it directly correlates to your lower back. So I encourage all of you to learn about core stability. That's been a talk I've done for 100 million years. But, so, is that 8 minutes?
8 minutes, you got 2
Okay.
minutes left.
All right, so David is tied in the shoulders and the neck. Also tied in the low back, which has manifest also to some tightness in the quadriceps. So it's all related. So when you start to find one imbalance, you find multitudes of imbalances. So the little tool here, and it's kind of noisy, so bear with me, I'll talk loud. So you can take the large head of this tool, and you kind of warm the area up. So this particular piece of equipment vibrates at 147 megahertz, which matches the resonation of the tissue, so that encourages it to increase circulation and blood flow. Does that feel good? Okay. So basically I can warm the tissue up with this large head of the equipment, and when I find something, like he has impingement right here in his shoulder. So what I do is we externally rotate so that I can get the machine into that tissue to get blood flow and circulation to that area, right? That feels good. Okay, so then I can take, and I'll turn it off, I can take one of these other heads, which, oh yes. So what it does is when I find an adhesion, what's an adhesion? Where it gets locked up, it's a knot, for lack of a better terminology, and I take the smaller head of the tool, and then I can go right into the adhesion and break up the scar tissue.